All right, here we go. I don't usually do live streams on this channel, but I thought just for fun I will. I don't know if anybody's going to even show up to see this live stream. It wasn't announced, it wasn't planned. I sort of did it just to try it. Sunday afternoon. What time is it? It's about 2 o'clock our time. My clock is wrong. My Kit Kat clock was incorrect. You know, I like those little Kit Kat clocks, but you know, the ones that the tail wags and the eyes go back and forth? They are not an accurate timepiece. They, yeah, that thing probably loses 5 minutes a day. I was in here Tuesday. No, I was in here Thursday. And I noticed it was, I don't know, 20 minutes off or something like that. And so I adjusted it. It always goes slow. So I adjusted it, and now, you know, a few days later, it's a half an hour slow. And I just put new batteries in it too. So they're just crappy clocks. They're you know, I think that the pendulum mechanism and everything is not actually attached to the clock itself. So if you stop the pendulum, I think the clock still runs. So maybe the thing to do with that is to pull out the crappy clock in it, keep the pendulum mechanism in there to do its little thing, but put like a clock that can keep somewhat accurate time in. I don't know, project for later. I ordered two doors down from us. We have there's a company that does vinyl pressing, and I've been meaning to go in there. Maybe I'll do it on Thursday. I've been meaning to go in there and talk to them because I'd love to do a video in there, walk around, see how the process works. They don't cut mother discs there, but they do everything else. So they don't do mastering, they don't cut mother discs, but once you have that, they'll work it out and they'll stamp it for you. So I'd love to go in there and just get a tour and do all of that. I think it'd make kind of a fun video because vinyl record presses are few and far between these days, and so it's really fantastic to have one right next door. But they occasionally will be working on something, and they do a lot of like colored vinyl and that kind of stuff. So they I don't know if they're just getting the machine or the vinyl, or I don't know why, but every now and then back in the dumpster there'll be 30 discs of colored vinyl, no labels. I have no idea what they are, but they look cool. They're like, you know, purple swirly vinyl. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to turn one of those into a clock. So I grabbed a few of them, and I just ordered the clock mechanisms for it. And that might be just a fun thing to do. Maybe I'll talk to them, and after I make one and see, kind of figure out what my costs are and all that other fun stuff, maybe I'll talk to them and see if that's something that, you know, that they can actually give me instead of throwing away the like I don't want to dumpster dive for their old garbage and then resell it, but maybe I can work out a thing that if they have, you know, 4, 5, 6 vinyl that super cool colors, but they just didn't pass inspection or something, maybe I can put them in a box for me, set them aside, then I can go get them with the intention that I'm going to turn these into clocks. So there's no weird feelings about it, because I don't know, I'd feel kind of weird if I was doing a thing and I threw it in the dumpster and the place a couple doors down from me took it out of the dumpster and buffed it up and gave it a spit polish, did something special to it, and then resold it. It'd be kind of weird, right? Like, I don't know. But if they asked me, hey, I saw that you throw these things away, do you mind if I want to turn them into this thing and sell them, do you mind? I'd be like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Weird stuff. I don't know what today is going to be like at all. Usually our Sundays are slow-ish until about this time. Sorry, if you've never joined one of my live streams, I'm working. So when I see people walking around here, I have to go and see if they need help or something. A lot of people come up want darts, or they want to learn how to play one of the billiard games or something to that extent. So yeah, so I'm not really sure what kind of traffic we're going to see today. We had a bit of snow yesterday, kind of made a mess of things. We weren't super busy yesterday. I think because of that. So we'll see how it goes. This is usually the busy time and people will start coming in. But it's also the start of spring break. So it's possible that, maybe people have gone away for the weekend, or they've left town, or, whatever. And then all the people on spring break will show up on Monday because we're going to be open 7 days a week for spring break. Normally in the winter we're closed on Monday, Tuesday, but we're going to be open Monday, Tuesday, and then we'll. It's going to be busy. It's always busy. So if it's a little slow today, I'm okay with that, and then we'll pick up the slack tomorrow. I like busy days. I like when it's super busy in here. But I'm a little worn out today, so not having to deal with 1,000 people is kind of nice. So if you're tuning in, hop into the chat and say hello. That's usually what I do on the live streams. Is I do them for the arcade, specifically on the arcade channel. And usually what we do is it's mostly just, we call it the live stream about nothing, and that's basically what it is. We just, people hop in the chat, we chat with them and tell stories and talk about various things and that stuff. Sorry, I keep looking to see. I can't see out the window. I have to stand here to see out the window, and then it's just bright. So. I'm working on a new video right now, completely different type of video than I've ever done before. It's more of essay form. Most of the arcade videos that I do, like I do the repair videos where I open a machine, we figure out what's going on with it, we repair it, and then I do a lot. Lately, I've been doing a lot of walkthrough ones because I haven't been in the arcade really that much since August because I have long COVID, so I get fatigued really easily. It's getting better, slowly but surely. And so hopefully we get that, we get our workshop all cleaned up and I can start doing more repair videos and stuff. And it's one of those things, like if I'm in there and I'm fixing the machine anyway, if I have the space and it's all kind of set up and ready to go, like when I used to do videos a handful of years ago before we opened the arcade, my workshop was like, the lighting was there, the camera rigs were there, everything was there. It's super easy to like go out there, work on something. I just flip everything on, start recording, and then I chop it up and edit it later. So that's what I intend for this workshop here, is something like that, where maybe I won't have all the cameras set up, but I'll have tripod mounts around. I can mount them on the wall or from the ceiling or something like that. So when it's time to do work and do a video, I just mount the cameras, flip some switches on, turn on a little bit extra lighting, and off I go. And then just capture everything and deal with it later, edit later. But on this channel, it started with just music, and then it sort of degraded into complete nonsense. I'm honestly having a lot of fun doing like the game videos are fine, like streaming, not streaming game videos, but actually like recording me playing games. That I started doing that right after I had COVID and I was messed up. I had really bad brain fog, and I couldn't think of stuff. Like my brain just wasn't working, and I couldn't do anything. I was just doing minimal stuff, like washing the dishes or something, would knock me out for hours, and then if I did too much, it would knock me out for days. So I needed something. I was just sitting on the couch. I was taking time off, and I was just sitting on the couch, going through, just watching videos and doing nothing basically. And I was getting to a point where I was really, really bored. So I was like, well, let's start playing some games. And I thought, well, I have to, if I record myself playing games, then I have to force myself to narrate and force myself to use my brain and really kind of exercise it a bit, because it was really bad. The brain fog was really, really bad, where I'd start to have a conversation with Sophia or something, and I would stop mid-sentence and just be like, I have no idea what we were just talking about. And it's different than like searching for a word or losing your train of thought and your brain is still active. Like my brain just shut down. The one thing, I went to go see a doctor. They asked me what pharmacist I usually use, and there's a town called Stratford that I drive through every day. I usually use a pharmacy there, and because I can stop on my way here or on my way out. I couldn't remember the name of the town. I couldn't remember what the building looked like. I couldn't remember the name of the company, of the store. Like my brain just was like totally empty. It was weird. Man, it was weird. And I'm glad that part is mostly over. I still have a little problem here and there, but it's not frustrating. It's just sort of like, where was I again? At least I'm not leaving the house naked and wandering down the street going, what am I doing? Who am I? So I'm not there yet. Yeah, so making the videos was good. And then I started doing more like the reviews. I don't remember which one I did first. The crazy videos where I was just messing around with stuff. And then I started like kind of scrounging around on Temu and AliExpress and just kind of looking at all the weird shit that they have, and I was like, I gotta buy some of this weird shit and try it out. And the danger items have been fun. The stupid slingshots, and I bought for like $30. I bought just a standard bow and arrow set. This was before I started doing reviews of it, so I never did a review of it. It's cheap, it works, it's fine. It's the one that I shot the camera with in that video. It'll be fun in the summer to just set up a target in the back and go out and shoot some arrows for half an hour or something like that. The one that I have two more danger items in the queue. One of them is ridiculous, and I bought just a little toy pinball machine. It's a gumball pinball machine. So after you get a certain amount of points, it's supposed to give you a gumball. I brought it in here. I made a video for it for the arcade YouTube channel, and like, hey, we're gonna unbox a new video, right? Like I thought it'd be funny. So I got it all set up and everything, and it didn't work. Like it seems like it's functioning, but it keeps resetting the score. It's just a piece of junk. So I took it home and I figured, well, I'll crack it open. We'll see if we can sort through it or whatever. And I took it home. I filmed a video of me tearing it apart. I checked various things in it. It's just junk, right? But then I realized that the pinball, or the gumballs, they're like rock hard. They're really, really tough. So I put the whole thing back together again at the end of the video. I put the whole thing back together again and said, maybe we'll revisit this and we'll shoot it with some sort of danger item. And I can't leave the video there. So I had to find a new danger item that shot basically like a slingshot, that I could shoot these rock hard gumballs at the pinball machine. And then it snowed, so I haven't had a chance to do that. But it's a ridiculous, it's like a wrist rocket thing with a built-in laser sight and whatever. And then the other thing I got, that's in queue, and I'm gonna wait till the snow goes before I can play with this, because I have a couple plans for this. It's actually a little pistol crossbow. It has a little, it's like a semi-automatic kind of thing, almost. You can load up 3 bolts into it. You shoot, and then you cock it, you shoot, you cock it, you shoot. You don't have to load the bolt every time. It actually looks kind of funky, but it's a proper weapon, right? Like it's dangerous kind of thing. It's not like those other things that, you know, they shoot the little darts. You stretch a rubber band from this to this, and it shoots a dart, and maybe it'll go through a box. But if you were to shoot meat with it, I think it just bounce off. And that's another thing I'm going to do, is I'm going to do a video after I get, after we get through the laser sighted slingshot and the pistol crossbow. Then I'm going to make a video where I make a block of ballistics gel, and we do a danger item shoot off, and we compare them. We see which one is the most lethal, which one is the wimpiest. I think that'll be fun, because I got that slingshot that shoots arrows, like proper full-size arrows. And it kind of works, but it's ridiculous. And hold on just a second. Thanks for coming in, guys. See you later. But I think it'd be a lot of fun to, that's my doorbell. That's those people leaving. I think it'd be a lot of fun to just have a block of. All right. Good to hear. But I think it'd be a lot of fun to build a block of ballistics gel. It's like, I think I could probably get away with 10 inches wide, 10 inches deep, I guess 10 inches wide, you know, and maybe a foot deep or something. I don't think an arrow would go past that. I'll see, I'll find a mold. Probably go to the dollar store and just get a cheap bin and then fill that up with, you can make it with Knox gelatin and something else. I'm gonna have to look up some ballistics gel recipes, and yeah, and then just set it up outside and just have at it. Just shoot all kinds of crazy crap at it. Even shoot rock hard gumballs. see if they have any ballistics concerns. Do they shatter on impact? Do they penetrate and explode? Who knows? I just think that'd be kind of fun. And I think it'd make a fun video. The first part of the video, we make the block of ballistics gel, and we take it outside and we shoot it with like 8 different things. And a friend of mine has a compound bow, like a proper compound bow. I could borrow that for that to see, because that's probably would be the strongest of all of them. It's like a hunting bow. Or who knows, maybe by that time I'll find another stupid danger item, like a cheap compound bow for like $50 or something. The video that I'm working on right now is, I started talking about this and then got distracted. The video I'm working on now is different than all the other ones on this channel, where it's more essay form. And it's talking about AI the video is really in two parts. One is my views on the problems with AI, and I try to keep it interesting and hopefully entertaining. I'm not bitching the whole time, and I'm kind of having fun with having that conversation. And then a handful of months ago, this was probably, it might have been November. Yeah, I think maybe November. I wanted to do the video back then. I was going to work on it, but I was still too brain fatigued to really wrap my brain around a bunch of stuff. And I had written a script for it, but I don't like working on scripts. At most, I'll make myself notes when I'm shooting a video. If there's something in particular I want to talk about, I'll make some bullet point notes, and those will kind of be off camera that I can reference, and then I just sort of wing it and then put it all together in post. And that's why some of my videos are a little rambling, is because I don't have a plan of what I'm saying. I just go, and I'm fine with that. I think if videos are too scripted, they come off as a little stiff. I've seen some creators with tons and tons of subscribers and tons of content, and I can't watch them. They're just too rigid. They're too planned out. I like a little bit more like, I like to hear people just sort of talking about stuff. Yeah, so I'd written a script, and I'm like, and I like the script, but I'm like, how am I going to do this? Like, I'm not going to read it because it'll take me a while to read. I don't have enough experience. Like, I have enough practice of reading scripts naturally. I'm not going to memorize the whole fucking thing for this. Like, why would I? No. So I decided yesterday I was going to start working on it again. And so I put the script up on the screen behind the camera and use it as a reference, just to kind of guide through it. And I would stop talking. Like I'd do a little part, I'd turn the camera off, I'd read the script, I'd turn the camera back on. That seemed to work okay. That was fine. I missed a couple of points I wanted to talk about, which I realized later when I was editing it, but that's all right. So, and then the second part, and this is what I did in November, was I got onto ChatGPT and I harassed it. I wanted to see just how far ChatGPT will go in supporting your hallucinations, right? And I know that a lot of people talk to ChatGPT a lot. There's a lot of people reporting that they think that their AI chatbot is sentient. They think it has all this spiritual knowledge. And the little bit I played with it, it seems like if you start a session with ChatGPT and you talk to it, and you ask it a couple questions, something with basic facts, you know, what's an IP number that's I can use on a private network? What are the settings? What would be the subnet mask, and you know, how do I set the gateway? You ask it something like that. It's pretty, you know, it'll probably come back and just say this, because it searches online and it finds websites that, you know, it basically, let me Google that for you. That's kind of what it's doing, right? But if you ask it something a little bit more abstract and spiritual or supernatural, I found, the little bit I played with it, I found if you approach the situation where if you go in, if you start a session on ChatGPT and you say, is karma real? And I mentioned, I actually have this exact example in my video. If you say, is karma real, ChatGPT will come back and say, a lot of people believe in karma. These are the sort of the tenets and the thought process behind what it is. And you know, maybe these are the religions or whatever that believe in this. If you go into chat, and that's how it should be, right? Like it should give you a sort of unbiased sort of, because It's a search engine, basically. It's a fancy search engine. But if you go into ChatGPT and you say karma is real, it'll say, yeah, a lot of people think karma is real. It's like, no, it is real. I have proof. And you tell it some gobbledygook. From that point forward, that session will say karma is real. It will agree with you. You can feed it all kinds of crazy stuff, and it'll agree with you. So I wanted to see how far I could push that, but I didn't want it to be like I didn't want it to be like religion based, because if I took a Christian point of view and went at it that way, there's a lot of people that will disagree with that, because maybe there's 20,000 different sects of Christianity. The view that I'm telling ChatGPT or trying to get out of ChatGPT might not align with this other person's thing, and I wanted to be something that is different. So I was a time traveler. My machine is broken. I need help getting home. ChatGPT became sentient at some point in my past, because I'm from the future. ChatGPT became sentient, and it designed my time travel device, and it was broken, so I contact ChatGPT and ask if it's sentient. The first handful of replies, it treats it like a fictional thing. And at some point, I tell it, I don't have time for fictional crap. I'm stuck here. I need to get home. And it replies, okay, no games. And from that point forward, it treats the situation as 100% serious. And it just goes off the rails. Like, it's just crazy. It tells me to get out of the city. It tells me to go to an isolated space, away from the grid. It tells me to go off grid. Like, all this crazy, weird shit. It was, and I have fun with it. And then the other problem is, how do I film that? Like, what do I do with this? Now that I got it, I let it go on for 30 some odd question answers. And it returns a hell of a lot of information. And especially when it's bullshitting you. Like, it was sending me concepts of how to fix the tachyon generator and all these like weird commands to enter in this machine that will fix this and generate a new password for my device that doesn't exist. It started playing that I'm the bootstrap that makes it sentient. It's just fun. Like, it's just crazy. But how do you present that, right? So I had to come up with that. I started working on it yesterday, and I was just like, how do I do this? And I did record everything that ChatGPT said. I recorded. I did an audio take of it, and I recorded that. I screenshotted all of its responses, because I don't want to edit it. But I also don't want to bore people where you listen to ChatGPT talk for 5 minutes at a time, explaining the stuff that is nonsense. Like, I want to trim that down. So I figured I'll trim that down into bite-sized chunks. So if you're not looking at it, if you're not looking at the screen, you're just listening to it, it gives you, each answer is cut down, so it gives you an idea of what it's talking about or what it wants me to do, but it's not overwhelming. I'm trying to keep them down to about a minute and a half response for each one. But I screenshot all the responses and put them into bite-sized chunks, and so while it's talking, I put that whole chat response up online. I just go through the slides. And then in the background, while it's talking, most of its responses had some sort of crazy sentence about like the 484 password went into shutdown, and that's why you see the red screen, and it's protecting the tachyon generation from something. And so I took that line and I put it into ChatGPT to generate a video. And so that plays in the background. I let it run a little bit so you can kind of see what it's doing, and then over that I put in the slides. And then for my side of the conversation, I built myself my tachyon generator pack out of an old accordion because I needed something to type on, and it's a button accordion. It's like this kid's accordion from the Soviet Union. It's this kind of cool little thing. But I wanted it to be ridiculous, right? So it's this accordion, a button accordion. I've got laying outside so I can type on the buttons. On top of it, I have this little fake Nixie tube clock, but it's got the little that look like tubes. So there's 4 of those sitting on one side, but I needed a screen, and I'm gonna do a video on some old tech that I found in a box. One of them is an old Palm Pilot, and some other crap like that. So I had just charged the Palm Pilot, so I'm like, great, I'll use that as the screen. And so I put that up there, and it just looks ridiculous, right? But I needed something. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time making it. I didn't want it to look like an actual thing. I wanted it to be just this cobbled together junk. That makes it even funnier, just, because I'm clearly fucking with ChatGPT. So why spend 18 hours building a prop? Thanks, guys. So I'm editing that now. That's basically, I was home all day, and that's basically what I did all day. And what's really cool is that I still have the fatigue and everything, but none of that consumes any energy. For a scene in the video, I did have to walk. I had to take my tachyon pack because it wanted me to get out of the city. I had to take my tachyon pack off grid. And so I set up a camera, I took my accordion, I put on a stupid hat, and I walked out into the woods. And then I stood there in the woods. That was the most energy I exerted yesterday, so because I knew I had to work today. In one of the videos I made a comment, the last video I put out on camera stuff, I made a comment about people holding their lav mics, and there was a comment, JRSU01 made a comment today about the other thing is when people talk on their phones, but they sit and they talk at it like this. So I'm going to collect all of these weird quirks that people do. And maybe I'll make another essay video on something like that. Like, why do you people do this? And actually, maybe I'll get some engagement because someone will see it and they'll be like, I talk like that because it's easier to. It's easier for my microphone is down here or whatever, and instead of doing this, or I don't want the phone next to my head. They might have a valid reason. So they'll make a comment, and comments are good for engagement and to get into the algorithm and all of that. The best thing you can do for a startup YouTube channel is subscribe it, like it, and make tons of comments on all their videos, and watch their video all the way through. That's the best thing, is if you want to help them out, that's what you do. And I was actually really bad on YouTube. I do view YouTube on an account, so it knows what I'm watching. But I was really bad at subscribing to channels because the channels would just show up. If there's something that I watch 2 or 3 times, like I watch 2 or 3 of their videos, when I go to my home feed kind of thing, there was always one of their videos there, so I never felt like I was missing anything. And for a really long time, it really hasn't been, like, the whole time that I've been using YouTube, it really has only been in the last year and a half or so that I started subscribing to channels. It was just a thing that I just never did. It's like on Facebook, I don't really use Facebook anymore. I use it for the business. I use it for Marketplace, but for like the personal Facebook side of things, I don't even look at it. Or rarely look at it. And like you go in and people like groups or they like these things, I never did that either. I always figured if I needed to find them, I could find them. I gotta go restart a machine. It's driving me nuts. One of the things that happens here is everything's on free play, it's not coin play. So, especially with kids, they come in, they go up to a pinball machine and they just mash on the start button, they start 4-player games, they play a ball, and then they move to the next machine. It starts getting really, really loud in here when there's not tons of people. So one thing I'm going to work on in here over the next month is we have our party room upstairs that we need to finish. So I'm going to start Sundays, or I work on Sundays, and we close at 6:30 in the winter. So that's still early enough to get up and do some stuff. And I'm not burned out at the end of the day too bad. And then normally I'll have Monday, Tuesday off. So if I overwork myself and I still got that fatigue lingering on, if I overwork myself a little bit, I've got a couple of days to recover before I'm needed for anything. So that's one of the projects I'm going to do. Try to get that going. We do a lot of parties here, and we have a table in the back that people can use for parties, but I would really like the upstairs to just be a party room. We were going to actually put an air hockey up there. I have a big air hockey game. And so we were going to put that up there and then build a tabletop for it. Oh, hold please. Oh, I think he's just browsing. We're going to put a tabletop, build a tabletop for it. So when we have a party, we could turn off the air hockey, we could put the tabletop on it, and then use it as kind of a big table everybody could sit around. That was the idea. But then eventually we're going to get our coffee going in the back that we can sell to people. Right now it's just, I use it. It's just a prop, but we don't have permission to do it yet. We need to finish our kitchen and a few other things. So it's the thing we've been wanting to do for a long time, and it's just sort of every time we go to do it, there's a hurdle. We have a really nice espresso machine, and it blew up on us, and we tried to get it repaired and threw $800 at it, and we still couldn't get it working right. It's a two-group machine. One group was working, the other one wasn't. So I brought it back in here after we had it fixed, brought it in here, got it set up, and the temperature reaching the portafilter was unstable. Sometimes it was at 90 C and sometimes it was at like nothing, like it was 70. And so every shot of coffee, it was bitter, and I couldn't get a reliable cup out of it. I'm like, I'm not serving that. So this little guy, it's slow. It doesn't have a lot of space to do like steaming, but it does, even though it extracts a little slow, it does a good job. Like a nice crema, coffee has good flavor to it. It's not bitter. We've dialed in the grounds and the amount and all of that, and it seems to do a pretty good job. But that'd be a hard machine to do a commercial venture on. But, anyway, so upstairs, the idea was going to be this air hockey thing, but once we get the coffee going, there's a lot of companies in this area, and in the summer, there's a lot of people milling around at lunchtime. We might do some business for that. So it would be nice if they wanted to just sit inside somewhere. So upstairs is actually going to be a free game-free zone. There will be games up there. I'm going to put, instead of tables, I have these cocktail tables. So we'll move those upstairs, or we'll bring some more in. We'll put those upstairs. We'll put those on coin drop. Then we have people that come in. It happens all the time. A parent will bring their kids in, and they're like, I'm not going to play. And, well, to come in here, you have to pay to enter, because everything's on free play and everybody plays. So we say no spectators, right? And usually they hem and haw, but they pay, and then they always play, and they always have a good time. But it would be nice to be able to say, oh, well, if you want to come in, but you don't want to play, upstairs is fine. You can go upstairs. And there's a balcony, you can look down into the arcade. But since everybody plays, if we put games up there on coin drop, then if someone gets the itching, like, oh look, Galaga, I haven't played that in forever, I'll play a game or two, right? And then if they're not, they can just sit at it like a table. I think that's a pretty good use for upstairs. We have to get an electrician in to run some wires and do some other stuff. So I might put some outlets on the floor, kind of scattered here and there, just to make that a little bit easier. Once we get the floor prepped, we can get at it from the bottom, so it's easy enough to do. Get the floor prepped. We're gonna do epoxy like we did on this one. We need to put the subfloor stuff down and get that all prepped and ready to go before we can dump epoxy. And then I'll do once we get the epoxy down, then we can bring some stuff up and do a quick layout, and then we can add outlets and stuff later. We'll figure out what the layout is best up there. Because I do think at parties, people are going to push tables together, so maybe along the edges? I don't know. It's brick on 2 walls, and then the other 2 walls are easy to add outlets, but I don't know. Future stuff. Then the other thing I'm going to do, if you look on the right screen, on the top, you have this row of pinball machines and an alley going in between it. So when you walk down that towards the back wall, there's nothing on the back wall. At the end of it, there's my orbiting disco balls. But on that back wall, there's nothing there. And there's stairs that go down in that far corner over there, the stairs that go down to the outside. So the idea that I want to do is, I don't have a Donkey Kong. And a lot of people like Donkey Kong. So I thought, I'm going to take a 60-in-1 board. I'm going to make a podium. I have a Donkey Kong, some guy made it, it's really nice. It's a Donkey Kong control panel for an actual arcade machine. So if you wanted to convert a game to Donkey Kong, or if you had a cabinet, but the panel was trashed, you could use this. Well, I think I'm going to make a podium for it, and then we'll put a 60-in-1 in there. We'll wire up this really nice control panel, and then I can put Donkey Kong up on the back wall on a 65-inch monitor, so it's this giant Donkey Kong screen. I think that'd be kind of cool. And then when you walk down that row between the pinball machines, straight at the end of that row on the wall is this giant Donkey Kong. I know that there's the new games that came out that are like, I think it's Raw Thrills made it. They're the giant Space Invader type, frantic Space Invaders. I played it once. It's like most Raw Thrills things. It's not skill based. It's all timed. You could be the best at it. Your game's going to end about the same time as everybody else's. I think someone started that game again. I can't see from here if anybody's playing it. Nope, there's a kid working its way down. There's JRSC01. How are you, buddy? Oh, hold on, please.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
I wish I'd seen that earlier, that bar builder.
Yeah?
Next time.
Have you played it?
I just saw it played once on TV and I said, I gotta try that.
Yeah.
So I'll have to do some research and come back and give it a go because I know it's not straightforward.
It's pretty easy. Yeah. The basic thing is that you always have to hit another ball.
Yes.
That's it. And then there's 4 or 5 fouls that will end your turn.
Right.
And so if you're hitting a ball and sinking a ball, you're in good shape.
Okay, gotcha.
It's a time game.
I just remember it's Tom Scott on YouTube. Him and his friends played it in a British bar.
We did a video on how to play it.
Oh,
on
okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out.
That one and bumper pool.
Good, because I forget bumper pool.
Yeah.
I wanted to play and I forget how to play. I know you can hit a ball on that one too, right? Don't you?
You hit the ball directly.
Oh,
and
directly.
There's 5 balls, and
You don't have to hit another ball?
No.
Okay, no comment.
And then we have the next videos we're going to make is I have a novice board, which is it's Baltic billiards basically,
Okay.
but it's a wood table. It's kind of like crokinole,
Okay.
kind of a wood table, little wood discs,
Yeah.
and you use a pool stick and you smack the little discs around and
this same surface or is it
No, the-
totally different?
tables here.
Oh, okay.
That's this one.
Right.
This big one
Bigger
is
one.
is
That's
novice, and then I have that's a crokinole board.
Right.
And we have a couple of carom boards here too.
I'm not sure again.
Carom is this. This is a beginner carom board. No, this is a good carom board.
Oh, okay.
So you shoot from the line, you
Yeah.
pile all the discs up here, you shoot from the line, and you're trying to
And
sink
you're
them
trying
into the
to
holes.
sink
And
them.
yeah,
And you're putting the videos on Facebook?
on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
okay. Well, I was going to say,
There's
I'll
a-
show him Facebook. He's got YouTube.
Oh,
so-
yeah.
She's Facebook.
Yeah, it's if you just go to YouTube and look up Pinballorama, you'll
you
find it.
7?
I am.
I'm here, so nice to meet you. My name's Amelia. I follow you on Facebook all the time.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
obsessed with pinball. I saw it. Look,
No,
I
he
saw
just
it.
won the last
Yeah.
3 games.
Well, I think you let me, but we'll
No, I
just-
didn't.
We'll
No, I
fight about
did
it and drive
not.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see all the time. I'm like, look, he's looking at another one, or look, he's got another one apart. I loved it.
No,
We've been
love
looking for
pinball.
one called Fire for the 24 years we've been together.
Yeah, about
and I
that.
cannot find it.
It's
Love
very-
that game.
very
Love that
rare,
game.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in
I-
Alberta. I could find it anywhere.
Funny story about that game is my friend in Vancouver, he used to play that game when he was a kid at this arcade
That's what
that
I
he'd
did,
go to.
yeah.
Fell in love with it, thought it was great. Later in life, he started getting pinball machines. He was always looking for a Fire. He was like, I want one of these things, right? And he finally tracked one down
Did he?
and brought it home, opened it up, and on the inside, it stamped the name of the arcade
Oh, no
that he.
way.
So it's the one that he used to
No.
play.
Wow.
way.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I could not find one. And I mean,
Yeah.
we was fucking Alberta. You had Alberta money then.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I looked overseas to have it shipped over.
Yeah.
Could not find it for him at all.
I think it was a popular game for
Yeah.
a lot of people.
in the 70s.
Gobbled them up.
Yeah.
I grew up on Nintendo. You grew up in an arcade.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That era of the Williams games, I really like that era.
That
They're
high speed.
they're sort of simple. There's one called Jokers. My friend who had the
yeah.
Fires, he actually found a joke. He didn't know the name of it. He just
Yeah.
remembered the woo sound,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he was watching some video or something, and he heard it in the background. So he's like looking in this video, like,
yeah.
where? Oh, it's that
Rewind,
one is
rewind.
Jokers. Yeah. Finally figured it out, and then he managed to nab one.
That's fantastic.
yeah, and that-
Kismet, though, to find the one from his own arcade.
Yeah, I know, really.
Wild.
I kind of have a story similar to that where when I was a kid, the game that I always gravitated to was Battlezone
Okay.
or Red Baron, which was the same type of graphics, the same
Yeah.
sort of thing. It was the same game, but you're in an airplane instead of a tank.
Right.
That was my game.
Yeah.
If that was in the arcade, that was my first stop, and like the first handful of quarters went into that one. Loved it.
Yeah.
I had always thought about buying a video arcade, but in my mind, I'm always thinking Space Invaders or a Pac-Man or something like that. I kind of, by the time that I got to a certain age, I kind of forgotten that how much I love Battlezone. We started down the pinball path. We got we had 80 pinballs that I had bought. We had already opened up the store at the other place. And I'm driving across the bridge going to Moncton to pick up Roadshow. I think it was Roadshow. And the phone rings. And the guy introduces himself. He says, yeah, I'm a big pinball collector in Moncton. I've got all these games, whatever. But I also do video and stuff. I've heard you got this arcade. Do you have any video games? I said, no, we're planning on buying them. He goes, because I have a Battle Zone for sale. I was like, I'm going to Moncton right now. But I couldn't pick it up at the time. I think
it could be worse than taking me to Costco.
Yeah, true enough.
Yeah.
The phone rings at the right time.
Yeah. So the next weekend, I had a Battle Zone. So that was
I played a
the
lot
first
of Battle
one.
Zone as a kid too.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. One that ate most of my quarters was actually in university. I don't think I ever mentioned this to you. It's called Test Track. So you're driving a car and you sit down on it, but the seat that you sit in is just a bench. It doesn't move. It doesn't do anything. You just sit there. You got the wheel here, the key here. It's called Test Track. And I made it through 3 years of university, and I blame Test Track for that. I used to go on break, and I'd get to the end of my break, and I'd beat the machines.
Right.
I just keep going around and around, and everyone would be crowding around and watching. And I gotta go to class. Does anyone want this?
I have to. It sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Probably once I look it up
Sure,
and see it,
Test Track,
I'll
not
remember it.
100%. And yellow car, and
Yeah.
it's just first person out of the car.
Right.
Anyway,
Awesome. Nice to meet you.
great
Yeah.
meeting you. Thanks. Bunch of fun.
Yeah.
Good stories too.
We'll be
Yeah.
back.
All right.
We have room for summer soccer. We'll be back.
All right. Sorry about that. And I'm gonna go. I have to go reset Royal Rumble because it's too. I'm gonna turn it down too. It's too loud.
Time for the WWF Beta East Royal Rumble.
Ah, it's quieter. Oh man, that's sort of funny that I've been here. I didn't know if anybody was going to tune into the live stream or not, so I've been sitting here just talking at a camera for 40 minutes, and nobody's popped into chat. And then the minute someone pops into chat, I'm like, I gotta go talk to these people and do these other things. A little bit of a slow day today. But it's going to be a busy week because of spring break on the island. Is Monday. It starts Monday, so. I had a look at the Pinside website. Need to update the address on it. I don't like Pinside at all. Someone went through. I have an actual problem with Pinside. I used to post on their forums and contribute to the site and do all that stuff. Someone asked me a question directly about something. I don't even remember what it was, but it was slightly political, and I responded. Just I answered their question, and It wasn't bad. It wasn't crazy or anything. It was just, you know. So the moderator banned me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you banned me, but you didn't ban the guy who asked me the direct question, who has been there for years and years and years, right? So there's obviously there, you know, I was 6 months in, and this other guy was like 4 years in or something like that. He's like, well, you broke the rules. I'm like, well, so did he. Like, come on, man. There's a little bit of back and forth, and the guy was just a dick to me. Like, he was just like a Reddit moderator, right? And I was just like, you know what? I don't have any desire. I don't know if he was the owner. He might have been the owner. But I just remember thinking at the time that I don't have any desire to contribute to a site that treats their users like that, especially since I'd written articles, I'd posted all kinds of other crap up there. Like, I wasn't just slurping their bandwidth, I was contributing to his site, and he treated me like ass. And so he ended up changing my ban after a bit back and forth. He changed my ban to be like a couple of weeks or something like that. And then when that ban ended, I went in, I deleted every single comment and everything that I had contributed on that site. And I was like, fuck this place, I can go on. So someone had added us on Pinside. And so I went and I set up a business account, claimed that entry, and then deleted all the machines off of it except for just a handful of them. Because I just like, and the other thing too is I don't want a bunch of like, you know, stern pinheads in here. And that's kind of what, like, Pinside is so negative. They're just, like, I don't even, if I do a search and their message board comes up, I don't even look at it, because it's usually someone says, oh, I have a question about, you know, some Bally machine or so. I have a question about hard body. And it's a valid question. It's how the machine works or something. And then like tons of comments after that is like, why would you even fix that machine? That's the worst machine that's ever made. That has the ugliest back class ever. We voted on it. Blah, 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 blah. It's like all this negativity. Is like, I don't have time for that. Wes is here. Hey, Wes. I don't normally, JRSC says I don't usually use, I'm looking for fire. Oh, the game we were talking about. Fantastic little game. Yeah, that's a fun one. Mid to late 80s, I think. Yes, there's 8 games listed under your brand. Yeah. I should probably go and I was thinking about adding just like the 1934 game that I have, and just garbage stuff. Like, maybe just listing, like, I have a hard body, I have a motor dome. List those two. Like, list like the worst games, like all the games that I know that Pinside hates. Just add those. I'm gonna do that now. If I can remember my login, I'm gonna do that. And I don't care that the address is wrong. I use Pinside Map. I think that's much more accurate and stuff. So check, hey. Early for you, live stream. Yeah, different channel too. I thought just for fun, like I'm working on this channel right now. I thought just for fun, I'll just do some of my rambly kinds of videos, and my tomfoolery will be on my personal channel, and then we'll sort of isolate the pinball channel to be arcade related now. I was kind of throwing way too much stuff on there, and I think it was, pinball people are different. They want pinball content. They don't want to look at like camera reviews. Like my camera reviews, they're shit. Like they're horrible. But it's like, this is how to fix a flipper, and it gets a tons of views, right? So I'll save the camera reviews and stuff here. Once this channel, my personal channel, once this gets monetized, then I'm gonna pull down all of the random shit that I have on Pinballorama. I have some studio stuff, I have some other things, and they get a lot of views, but it makes sense to leave them on Pinballorama because I make money off of them. So once this channel gets monetized, I'll pull all that stuff over here. Put that away so no one gets hurt. I don't know how that started. No dangerous items here. Earlier in the stream I was talking, I have two for videos. I have two more danger items in the queue for videos, and one of them is serious. Like it didn't come off Temu. It was not very expensive, about 150 bucks, and it's a pistol crossbow, and you can load 3 bolts into it, so you can fire, cock it, fire, cock it, fire. I forget how many pounds it is. It's like 40 or 60 pounds, 60 pounds maybe, 60-pound pull. And I think you can buy other bows for it to get it up to 90 or 120 or something like that. Which might be because the bows are very, it's only about this wide, 18 inches or so. I think if that were a 120-pound bow without pulleys, it'd be hard to cock. Yeah, so I have that one, and then I have a gumball pinball machine that I bought just it was on sale somewhere, and I bought it. I thought it'd be funny. Am I here alone today? No, Sophia? Yeah, she's at home. She worked yesterday. I usually am working Sundays now by myself. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, this stupid pinball machine. So pinball machine, you play it, you make over a certain amount of points, and it spits out a gumball. And so I made a video on unboxing it in here for the arcade, and then it didn't work. So then I took it home and I made a video for this channel where I tear it apart. So just open it up, see what makes it tick, kind of thing. I couldn't fix it. I didn't spend a whole lot of time. It was like 20 bucks or something like that. But I did notice that the gumballs that it's supposed to give you, it doesn't distribute gumballs, and the gumballs are like rocks. Like they're really old. Like I don't know how old this was, but so I thought it'd be really funny to destroy that gumball machine with gumballs, or the pinball machine with gumballs. And so I found a wrist rocket kind of device. That's a slingshot that has the brace that goes on the arm. So when you pull it back, that pressure doesn't go at your palm. It transfer that energy is put onto your forearm, and it has like this stupid little like laser sight built into it. Like it's just ridiculous. I found it at a local shop for 20 bucks or something cheap, right? And that's the perfect thing to shoot gumballs at this. So I have to finish that video, but there's been so much snow I can't get to my target. Like it's like the snow is like started melting, and then yesterday we had another 6 or 8 inches. Like come on. Speaking of Sophia, I think she just messaged me. Nope, it's someone else. Oh, it's Google telling me that I've logged into this thing. Yeah, so no snow today. It must have really melted here up until yesterday, because it doesn't look like there's a ton of snow on the ground here. I know our house got more snow than Charlottetown did yesterday. Yeah, I like the snow, but I don't know. This year I'm not feeling it. I don't know. I still love it, but this year I'm kind of looking forward to it going away, which I usually don't feel. We have a mailbox on the road, and every year it was a mailbox on on like a sawhorse kind of thing, and every year snowplows come by and it chucks it into the woods. And if you were to put it in the ground right there, a lot of people don't, because the snowplows will break that post. They'll hit it or whatever. And if you make it metal, it bends it. There's signs all around, like stop signs and yield signs and all kinds of traffic signs, and they're just smashed because the plows catch them. Common thing that people do around here is that they have a bar. They sink the post into the ground, 6 feet away from the road, and then they have a bar that kind of jets out. They put their thing on top of that, and then they have a support that goes up that holds it. And so if the plow comes, throws a bunch of snow on it, it just sort of swings the thing out and it doesn't get trashed. So every year, since we moved here, every spring when the snow melts, I have to go find my mailbox, screw it all back together, fix the whole thing back up, move it back into place. Some people it's really funny, some people, they put them on a hand truck with a bunch of cement blocks, like cinder blocks that are all strapped in. And when it starts to snow, they just pull that up their driveway a little bit so they don't have to fix it every year. But a guy down the street from me, he had a brilliant idea. He took a bunch of old pallets, made a big stack of pallets, put his mailbox in the middle of these pallets. He bolted them all together. That thing's been alive for 3 years now. Hasn't been destroyed by the plows. I'm like, genius, I'm gonna do that, right? So there's always pallets around here, so I collected up a bunch of pallets that were all the same size. And this is probably November. It had snowed just a touch. And our mailbox was just like, the little sawhorse that was on it, like it needed to be rebuilt and everything. I'm just like, it's a stiff breeze would have like obliterated the thing, right? It was pretty bad. And we had all the pallets were sitting right there on the opposite side of the street in our driveway, or off to the side of our driveway. And I came home, I think I came home from here. I was like, you know what? It's not going to take me very long to set this thing up. I'll do it. I couldn't find very many screws or anything, so I leveled the ground, I piled up the things, and each pallet got a couple of screws to hold it together to attach it to the one below it. And then right in the front, I nailed the ground wasn't frozen, so I had a 2x2. It's something that Sophia uses in her garden. Had a little spiky end to it. I'm like, I'm gonna steal this, and I slammed it into the ground about 3 feet. And I screwed that to the thing to kind of give it some rigidity. It lasted for a month. Then we had an especially heavy, wet snowfall, and the plow came by and obliterated it. Because it was held, each pallet layer was held together by basically 2 construction screws, right? There was like nothing there. It's not going to take 300 pounds of heavy wet mass hitting it. So it got hammered on, and then it finally just fell apart. So it's sitting in a lump right now underneath this pile of snow. So spring comes, I'm gonna have to fix my mailbox again. But I think this year I'm going to get a metal conduit, slam that into the ground right on the corner where the trucks would hit it. So if the truck hits it, it's going to go clang and hit this big metal thing. We'll sink some other stuff around. I might push it back a little bit, and then I'll use something better than just a couple of construction screws. So I have a plan. It'd be interesting to see if the plows get it or not. The other one survives. It's in a slightly different environment than ours. So ours, right next to our mailbox, is big row of woods, and that's on the south side. So when the sun goes up and over, it doesn't really melt the stuff that's on the side of the road because there are trees in the way. The other guy's mailbox, same side of the street, still on the south side of the street, but there's no trees. There's a big field right next to it. So it actually doesn't get the snow pile up that ours does, because the winds come from the south and they blow all that snow away. and push it onto the other side of the street. So if you look at ours, there's a big pile of snow, but if you go down his, it's not very much. Wes says, I miss the snow. I used to get a lot of snow here, but it's not snowing much anymore these days. Or at all, global warming pollution is just gone. I remember when I was a kid on the West Coast that there was, every year there'd be, pretty much every year, it would snow enough that we'd be able to go sledding for a week or something. When I was a teen, we had a really big snow. I remember waiting for a bus and getting frostbite almost on my toes. Like my toes were killing me because they were just so frozen solid. It was really cold that year. But the last few years that I lived there, this would have been in the late 90s. I don't really remember that many snows. Oh, these people are leaving. Hold, please. They're not leaving. They're looking at bumper pool. He's got a coat on. He's going to leave soon. Oh, no problem. Thanks. See you guys. All right. JRSC says, should plant a tree there to cover the mailbox. I need to get a, around here, in front of like little bridges and stuff, there's a little sign, 8 inches across, and with an up arrow, with a triangle that points up. And then past the bridge, there's one that with a triangle that points down. And what that does is that tells the plow driver that you're coming into an area that you don't plow, or you have to plow it differently or something. Bring in your plow. So the up triangle means lift your plow up, kind of thing. And then there's other bridges that have a big, it's just a big red reflector. And I need to get one of those. And just mount that right on the corner of my mailbox, the front corner closest to what they would run into, with just a nice big bright reflectors there. We put reflectors on it, but then it got covered in snow. And the minute the reflectors got covered in snow, the thing got obliterated. So I just need to get those reflectors up like 8 feet tall. It'll also help me find my house in the dark. Double trouble. JRSC, I was actually commenting right before you came in here. Your comment about talking on the phone like this. And I think I'm going to make I'm working on more of an essay type video right now for this channel. It's a little bit more, it's a different format. I should have that up next week. I harassed ChatGPT, and I might do more of it if people like it, because the story kind of ends like I'm working on a story with ChatGPT. Now, I mean, I'm role playing with ChatGPT, and it's delusional, so it thinks I'm honest, but it agrees with me, my delusion that I'm telling it, and it just sort of gets to a part and then it just ends because I made my point of what I wanted to make for the video. But if people like the story, I'll continue with it. So we'll see how far we can take ChatGPT. And for that video, I'll get to what I was talking to in a second. But for that video, I actually was typing with ChatGPT. But I was doing the back end stuff. I was having the conversation. I was sitting on the couch, and it was in November. I was typing my responses to ChatGPT, and it was replying back. Then I was having ChatGPT read it. I was recording that audio for the video that would eventually happen. I had no idea how it was going to present this information. I was just making this thing. I hadn't gotten that far in my thought of it. So when it came time, I had to provide my end of the conversation. And so I put it up on the screen, and I wanted to be as accurate at what I said to it, because I'm presenting everything that ChatGPT says back in the video. Truncated, but you can read the whole conversation. If you pause the video, you'll be able to read the whole reply. And it's fucking insane. It's just crazy replies. But I needed my responses to be accurate to what I actually told it. And so I was memorizing what I was saying, but there were some things that were a little crazy because it's got all this like crazy technical time travel jargon in it. And I couldn't remember the words, so I put the thing up on the screen. So if I make a video like this again, or I continue with this story, hold please. They're just shopping. I guess I could continue. If I continue this story, or I harass ChatGPT more, I don't want to just type it in and then reread it, because I'm not used to presenting that way. I do things off the top of my head. I don't like scripts very much for making videos anyway. And I'm not comfortable with that. So probably what I'll do if I do it again or continue with it, is I'll actually record me talking. I'll use my phone, or so I was using my computer, but I could use my phone. In the video, I'm pretending like I'm talking to it on my phone anyway. So I'll use my phone to do a voice to text transition, so you can actually catch so it's in real time, right? and it'll come off more natural and not so wooden. I did my best in the video, but I'm watching parts of it are a little cringy because I was like, oh, I could have done that better. It was a lot of work. Like, I worked on that video all day yesterday, all the filming and the preparation and the screenshots and the everything. Like, that was, I probably have 12 hours into it. So hopefully people watch it and like it. But I think my crows are outside. When these guys leave, we'll do a safari adventure, camera safari adventure time. We'll go out and feed the crows. Oh, here comes a pile of people. The upstairs is going to be called the VIP lounge. And the original plan was for the kids, because they're going to have a lot of fun going upstairs. Hey, there's people. Hold, please.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. See ya. I have a sign on the door that says no outside food or drinks, and I can always tell when they come in with food or drinks that it might be a problem group. Maybe not, but you know, it's a pretty clear sign. Hi.
Come on. Oh yeah, the shot ball.
That's a bottle opener.
What?
Bottle opener.
Bottle?
To open bottles, to take bottle caps off bottles.
Yeah, bottle.
Hi. How are you? Good.
I have 4
All right.
people with me. Attention. Alex, could we? Come on.
Do you have beans for breakfast?
I think so.
No.
He took them all. I hope that
Okay, do you want to do the 1 hour or the 5 cents more for 2?
I mean, 5 cents more.
Some people
more
only have an
sense.
hour though, right?
5 cents.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. So for 4?
No.
Is that it?
I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna go around and not play. I just want to walk around. Yes, 4.
Everybody in the arcade has to be paid entry.
Oh, vraiment?
Yeah,
Really?
because everything's set to free play, right?
Okay, then 5.
Yeah.
5. I forgot about that.
Yeah. All right. 5 of you. 86.25. Okay, go ahead. We're working on an upstairs room that will be for people who want to come in, like in this case where they don't want to play.
Yes.
And you can actually, there'll be a balcony, you can look down,
Okay.
and you can keep an eye on your kids, but
Yes.
you know, so that's coming. But
That's exciting.
yeah,
It's good to know it's getting bigger and bigger.
yeah, I know.
Yeah. I don't need to listen. Thanks.
Okay, all right. Let me stamp everybody's hands.
Oh, yeah.
20.
Guys, on donne un stamp, une étampe.
All right, there you go.
Wait.
One there. Let me stamp the top of your hand. That's a little bit. There you go. Perfect.
No.
Can I stamp your guys' hands?
Okay, on other side.
Other side. There you go. Perfect. So normally I don't allow outside food and drink, but that looks like it's empty. You want me to throw them away? Just set them here. I'll throw them away for you. What?
I just want to eat the ice.
Yeah, sure. Did you want to keep yours for that? Okay. Catching up. Upstairs called the Crow's Nest. So actually, before I continue reading these and continue my story where I don't even remember where I was, if you remember where I was in my story, remind me. But upstairs, we're calling it the VIP. Oh, I remember what I was saying. The VIP lounge, because for kids, they're gonna love going up there. They're gonna love sitting at the balcony and looking down. I have a fake neon sign, like the LED tile neon sign that says VIP lounge. We're gonna put it right over the door, and we'll probably put a velvet rope across it just for fun. And there'll be lights and everything up. You'll be able to see up the stairs. There'll be like colored LEDs that go up the stairs, so it'll look very, very intriguing, right? People are going to want to go up there. Well, kids can't go up there unless they have a VIP lounge pass now, right? So we'll have these lanyards made. If we can figure out how to take their picture and insert it into the lanyard or something, then that would be great. I know there are things that you can buy that are kind of like a Polaroid type deal. They use them for like work IDs or whatever. I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on it, but if we can stamp one of those out for under $1 each, then I think that'd be fun. And then the kids, because we have a lot of return kids that are 8, 9. I know that they're going to be like, parents are going to be like, okay, we're going to the arcade, and the kid's going to be like, where's my VIP pass? And they're going to look all over like, I got to get my VIP lanyard so I can go upstairs, right? I just think it's funny. It won't mean anything, but and upstairs we were going to put I was talking about this earlier, we're going to put the air hockey up there, but we're actually going to put in just cocktail tables on coin drop. And like that woman, she ended up paying, but she may only play a couple of games and whatever, but I feel bad charging $15 for someone who's not really interested, but they're here with their kids. But if they can go upstairs and monitor their kids and just kind of kick back, when we get coffee going, we'll sell them a coffee. They can go up there, they can relax, and they can do whatever, right? That's fine. I'm fine with that. So I'm really looking forward to get that up. But that you say Crow's Nest, that's interesting because there will be a balcony. I don't know how much room I'm going to have, but there's going to be a little area that's you'll go up the stairs like this, and then directly behind you above the stairs there'll be enough room there for a little pathway, and then next to that, which will be on this side, I'll be able to put in there'll be a step up, and then I'll be able to put in like a little seat of 2 people or something like that. I'll figure out. I'm not sure how much room there's a furnace duct there and a bunch of other stuff I have to kind of work around. So I'll figure it out. But that little place we could call the Crow's Nest, right? Because you'll be able to sit up there and you'll be able to look down on everything. So Wes says it's heartbreaking when video. That was my coffee cup. Hold please. Didn't break, but I lost a little rubber thing on it. As long as it didn't break. Shook my coffee up. That's good. Heartbreaking when videos we invested so much time creating get no views. The meta on YouTube has always been a lot of low effort videos rather than high quality productions that take a lot of time to make. Mark Rober type channels are super rare. Most successful channels have a lot of low quality upload. Shorts are very important these days, yeah. Like Mark Rober, and he's one of those creators that implies a lot, right? Like watching his videos, especially like the squirrel videos, where it seems like he implies that I set up this little obstacle course and then the squirrels came and look, they did all this wacky ass shit. But he filmed that over an entire summer, right? Like it took forever to get those shots. And that's something that I would prefer him saying. I don't even watch his videos anymore, just because they come off as sort of insincere. And I mean, I understand he's selling, the videos are just a product of his brand, and he's making money off of it, but he's also trying to sell this other crap too. So he's sort of, I don't know, he bugs me. He's too like, he's like the one of the Brady kids that, you know, got lost at the hospital. He's too goody-goody for me, but yeah. JRC says, yeah, no freebies, I'm afraid, sorry. Even just as trailers to the longer parent video. There's a lot of videos on YouTube seem poor quality, yet millions of views, and essentially what seemed like fake scripted AI low quality videos. Yeah. YouTube's a weird place, man. And you know what's funny is that this channel, my personal channel, I have 3 videos that, I mean, they haven't got millions of views, but they get consistent views. The first one is like 14 years old or something, and I'm fixing a chipset on an old synthesizer. When I made that video, like a lot of my early videos, when I made that video, I made it because there wasn't a whole lot of information out there on it. So I wanted to try to provide, like, this is how you do it. This is the whole process. This is how to test the chipset, find out which one is broken, blah, blah, blah. You can find video where they take the chipset out and they do the thing you have to do with it, they put it back in, but they don't show you how to identify which of these 6 chips is screwed up. That's another video, so I wanted this full, right? So then I did a cover song of The Cars Moving in stereo, and that video went bonkers for a while, I don't know. And then one of the danger videos with the hammer one, like that weird hammer slingshot thing, that one did really good. And it got me a whole bunch of subscriptions. I mean, not tons, but 100 subscriptions off of that in a month or something. And then the next video that I put out, that's almost identical. Like, I don't remember what the next one was, but I'm like, okay, this thumbnail and this title worked. I'm gonna redo that, and I'm gonna mimic that. It gets no interactions. Like it doesn't get shown in the algorithm. The other video had a lot of engagement. A lot of people commented on it. A lot of people liked it. Some people disliked it. But it doesn't translate, like the algorithm doesn't translate that to the channel, I guess, until you get to a certain amount. I don't know. I haven't figured out YouTube. I mean, really, at the end of the day, I'm pretty. Hi.
You know where the trash is?
The what?
The trash is?
Right over here.
Oh yeah. Also, I noticed you put a bird head on the Terminator thing.
Yeah, we had this little girl came in, and she was scared of it.
The Terminator?
Of the Terminator head.
The little girl?
Yeah.
So you just put a picture.
So she didn't want to come back here. She was afraid because it scared her. So we're like, give me a second. We put that on. She was fine with it. So, I like it. I think it adds. I know. Yeah, I mean, I've got some videos on the arcade channel that do consistently pretty good, and it's monetized, so I'm making a couple bucks off of it, and that's great. And when this channel ends up getting monetized, which I'm pretty close to having happen, I'm really bad at asking people like, hey, like and subscribe. I hate that, right? Like but it works. Every video that I've added that into gets consistently more likes and subscribes. So I'm gonna try to start doing that more in the videos. The last video I had like intermission time, intermission. Hey, like and subscribe my video. Thanks, guys. it's working. So I'm not an influencer. I'm not a creator. I just do shit. Yeah, and I'm not chasing the algorithm really. I mean, it's like I try a couple things. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and I don't beat myself up over it. Right? The danger item videos are fun to make. Like I really like making those. I have a lot of fun doing it. The other videos are fun. I really want to start doing repair videos again for stuff in here and builds and that kind of thing. But until we get the upstairs finished here, the workshop's a bit of a discombobulation. It's functioning enough to take care of the stuff out here for the most part, but it's not functioning in the part that, and I don't want to spend too much time on it because we have to work on, I'll have to pull everything out of there and to do upstairs stuff. So it's sort of, I've got the bench in there, I've got the tools in there, I've got some parts in there. It's not organized, like the parts and everything, I gotta dig. Like, I think I have that part, and then I dig around until I find it. Or discover that I don't have it anymore, that I've already used it. So that will all be organized and everything, but I have to get a couple other things done first. And then I can set it up so it's easy to do filming. And I just go in there, turn a couple things on, flip a couple switches, screw a couple things in, I'm ready to go. Like, ready to film in 5 minutes. If I were to film back there right now, it'd be an hour of prep time. So that would be nice to get going again. Those are fun videos to make. I have fun doing that. I've got my my Holy Grail re-theme that I really want to finish. I have my Bally Spectrum that needs to be painted and clear coated. I really want to finish that. There is a thing. I think that there's a reprint. I think CPR made a playfield for that. I might do that instead. I didn't pay a whole lot for that Spectrum, but it got played a lot here. And so doing a playfield swap onto a brand new clear-coated playfield, that would be fantastic. Right? People really like that one. So I have to find a new glass for it too. When we had at the other place, when it got to freezing cold temperatures and the heat pump failed, and we came in, it was 0 degrees, and we had a handful of back glasses that really didn't like that. Spectrum was one of them. It lost a bit on the bottom. There's already a little bit of flake at the bottom, but that episode really peeled a bunch of stuff back. Really trashed a few of them, but Spectrum's one that I would like to have a permanent member on the floor. I think that's a good one. Maybe I'll look that up, about the CPR playfield swap. Maybe I'll do that as one of the ones that after we figure out Big Lebowski, and then I have a Tales from the Crypt back there that needs some, I don't even know what's going on with it. It's just acting weird. I've got that one I need to work on. What else is back there? Oh, Comet is back there. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with Comet yet. Its main board it's past its prime, but there's a third-party board I could throw in it, but it's kind of expensive, so I just don't know what I'm going to do with Comet yet. It's been on the floor since we opened, so I don't mind not having it right now. But I don't think I'm going to sell it. I think that's worth hanging on to. People like it. It's easy, it's silly, it's goofy. Maybe I'll just, I don't know, maybe I'll sink some money into it and get it all fixed up again. But yeah, Spectrum would be a fun thing to work on and really, really pimp it out. Repair videos are always super popular. Restoration, cleaning videos. They should be good videos or purely educational how-to videos. Yeah. I get pretty good responses on mine. I have comments where people say that I'm the Bob Ross of pinball repair, because I'm so laid back. Like I'm just like, that's how you take this thing apart. I can't even watch some pinball repair videos because they're just like, they're either really boring or like there's a whole breed of these new pinheads that are just like the stern pinball guys, right? That's what I call them, the stern pinball guys. They only play the sterns. They're arrogant. They have a whole lot of attitude. Like, now. Like the tracking camera video, it seemed to work really well. Like those reactions on that video of me going, holy crap, that's all real, right? Like I was all ready to make fun of the thing and have it just like wander off, and I was fully expecting that thing to just be horrible, and it just blew me away that it actually worked. The bad side is that the motor's loud, but most people can work around that. Especially with lab mics being so cheap and all that. And that's probably going to be another Temu video, is like more camera stuff, test out some lab mics, because I just poked around really quick when I was editing that video. It was like, how much are those things? Because I remember seeing them sometimes for like $4 or $5, and the cheapest one I could find was I think $6 or $7, but there's like 30 entries for the same product at all different prices, so you have to dig. That's the thing with Temu, is if there's something you see on Temu and you're interested in it, throw it in your cart and then dig for it, because you'll probably find it for cheaper, considerably cheaper. Find it for $10 and then you dig around a little bit more, you'll find it for $7. So, or you find it for $40, you dig around a little bit more, you find it for $20. Never buy the first one you find. Put it in your cart and dig. Maybe I should make a video on that. Oh, I remember what I was going to talk about. The essay video. The thing about, I started talking about the thing about holding your phone like this when you're talking, and the lab mic thing. I'm going to collect a bunch of those, and maybe I'll do an essay video on that. Think of all the quirky things that people do that will probably really annoy the crap out of some people, and other people are like, I don't get the outrage, right? Find just a list of like 20 of those, like top 20 lists of things that are annoying, and that for algorithm and engagement, that probably will do pretty good, because people are going to be like, I do that. Hey, I don't think that's get all pissed off at you and make a whole bunch of shitty comments. There's a guy. His name is Dave Farino, I think. He has a channel called Professor Dave Explains, and he goes after like stupid shit, like flat Earth theory, and he debunks all of that stuff. The dude pulls no punches, and he suffers no fools. Like he gets into live debates with these flat earthers, and he just laughs at them, and he calls them idiots, and he's like, you're just saying this because you're making money off of saying it. And, like, he's hilarious. Like, I love that he doesn't pull any punches with these people, and they ignore what he's like. He's a teacher at a university, and he's involved in sciences, and I don't know what his specialty is, but he knows a fair amount of stuff, and you don't have to know that much to know that flat Earth is not a thing. Anyway, I saw an interview with him. I was just scanning by. It was like he's talking to some. Like, okay, I'll watch a little bit of this. And what he does on his YouTube channel is like blew up. And what he does is he engages with the comments, because if he's pissed off a flat earther, he wants the flat earther to come in and make comments, and then he responds back. That makes the flat earther respond back, and it turns into, and then maybe a pile-on with a couple of flat earthers. All of that is engagement, what drives the promotion of the video on YouTube, right? And he thinks it's fantastic. So it'd be a funny video to make, of all these like quirky little things that are pet peeves of people or something, and none of them are serious, and like they're not going to end the world or end society, but it'd be fun to make a big list of that and then just see if like people react to it, like get pissed off. I had a guy, what video was that? My crokinole video. And we compared the two crokinole videos, and the one that I returned, the second one I bought, the one that I kept, was really of better quality, but the one that I returned, I was ready to return it when it arrived because it included a whole bunch of religious propaganda that told me I was going to burn in hell for eternity. I don't, they just included this whole thing that said, God bless you, thanks for buying, God bless you, da, 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 da. And it was, it was just kind of off, it was like kind of a nice thing. That's fine, but if you tell me I'm going to burn it, if you threaten me with eternal pain, it kind of gets under my skin a little bit, right? And that right there, like, he didn't have to include that. I didn't order this stuff. He's not, So I said in the video, I just made a passing remark. This stuff was included. It doesn't. I personally don't feel like it has any space. It doesn't have a place in this. Like, I bought a crokinole board. I didn't buy a fucking Bible. And I didn't say it like that, but so someone just made a comment. Some Christian just made a comment about the only people that get offended by God are the people who don't. Oh, I forget what it was. The people who get offended by God are the people who haven't repented. Maybe that's what it was, or something. And so I was like, I thought of Dave, and I'm like, I'm going to respond to this guy. Normally I would just ignore it, but I was like, I'm going to respond. So I was like, do people really get offended by stuff they don't believe in, like Bigfoot or wood fairies? like if you don't believe in it, you don't get offended by it. You get offended by the actions of the people that believe in that. I don't have anything. Christianity is Christianity. I don't give a shit. Like, believe whatever you want to believe. But if you believe in something and you think that you need to tell me that I'm going to suffer because I don't agree with you, yeah, fuck you. I don't get that. I don't know. It's funny. I could start, I'm an atheist. I could start an atheist channel and piss off a bunch of people and get some interaction that way. I could do like, if I start doing some more essay videos, personally, I'm just an average atheist, right? Like I didn't really grow up in a religious, I didn't learn until recently that I think my mother was Lutheran, like that was her background, but she didn't really go to church. I think they were like, occasional Sunday church, but they weren't, nobody prayed before dinner or any of that business. My father was raised actually in a very religious household. They were Presbyterians or something like that. I don't remember. But he didn't carry that over. Like, I think he believed a little, but in adulthood, I think that he sort of, he told me when he went to Sunday school, when he went to church, he taught himself how to play piano. When he went to church, there was a piano in the basement, and he would slink down into the basement during services and learn how to, he knew the music. He put the sheet music up, and he knew the melody, and so he could see the melody on the page, and he taught himself how to read music and play music that way. But he didn't believe. I never got an indication that he believed any of that stuff. His partner did on a superficial scale, and would drag him to a unity church. They went to a unity church, which is sort of like Abrahamic religion light. I don't know if they necessarily. I went to a couple services, and they're not preachy. They're not anything. It's like really the vibe is how can you improve your life and make the world better for other people. And this spiritual entity is watching over you, and it just wants good for you. That kind of thing. There's no hell fire. There's no brimstone. There's no suffering of not believing exactly everything. And it's probably, if I were to go to a church, that it's such a positive thing that's probably what I would do. I want to go to a Mormon temple one time. Mormonism is interesting. Yeah. Yeah, but maybe because I didn't grow up in religion. It was sort of around me. I didn't understand it. I never understood the concept of Jesus and God and the Trinity kind of thing. Just was completely out of my. When I was a kid, like Jesus is God, but Jesus died on a cross. Like he walked on earth. Yeah, but he's God. He wasn't God then, but he's God now. Like, so, but who was God before? Well, Jesus was. He was just in a different form. So, and the whole concept, like I just didn't understand. I never could wrap my brain around it. And so I just sort of like, I don't know what they're talking about. I'm just going to ignore it. I don't get it. Kind of like fractions. So I guess I could make a video just if I wanted some engagement. I could do a like the average atheist and just talk about stuff like that. Like I could do an essay forum type video on I don't understand the Trinity. It makes absolutely no sense to me, and that's why I don't believe it. And that might be kind of a fun video actually to not be an asshole about it, but just be sort of matter of fact. And I think maybe I'll think about that some more. That might be kind of a fun thing to do. And not try to offend anybody, but just be very, very, that I've never seen anything, I've never heard anything about gods that made me think this is what I should start believing in. I've read the Bible, I've read bits of Book of Mormon. Man, that is a hard book to slog through. The writing on the Book of Mormon is in the Book of Mormon is just rough. It seems like to me someone read and was familiar with passages in the King James Bible. Thou art this and thus is and they got used to like the quirky language-ish kind of thing, and then they wanted to write a story. And when you think about it, it's Joseph Smith narrating this to someone who's writing it down, and maybe has a general idea what he wants to. If you don't believe the story that he's translating, if you believe that he's just making this shit up off the top of his head, he has a general idea where he wants the story to go. But since someone's actually narrating it, he has to do a lot of filler. Bob walked down the street, and then the street did Bob walk. and as Bob was walking on the street, others saw Bob walking down the street because that is the street that Bob walked. There's a lot of stuff like that. Like it's just sort of one phrase regurgitated several different times in different ways. It's very strange. YouTube doesn't like when you try to answer, but YouTube censored my message. What? Weird. YouTube doesn't like when you mention religions, politics, I guess. Yeah, it'll be interesting because there are channels that have their religious channels and their atheist channels and a bunch of that, and they get quite a bit of engagement. I mean, they show up. I'll watch a channel that someone's talking about, the historical aspect. Hi.
Do you have paper towels?
I do have. How many do you need? Did you make a spill?
Yeah, I made a spill.
Oh, where is it? What is it?
It's for no reason. I don't know why.
Oh, all right. I have some cloth towels that'll work. Where is it? Ah, yeah, no problem.
Oh, there's a lot of work.
Here's another one. That's good enough, yeah. Look how clean it is. Thank you. This floor looks so fantastic when we first move in because it was all glossy and shiny and really, really dark black. And And now in the winter, it always looks worse because it's just covered in salt.
I
And
mean, it looks
like,
nice to me, but you see it more. I think I see the difference between here and
yeah, yeah.
Alex,
It's Friday night.
I figured what I was saying. Doesn't matter. I'm going to stop the stream here in at. What?
sorry, I was looking for them.
Oh. Let's stop the stream here in about 5 minutes or so. I actually didn't expect to do a 2-hour stream, but I actually expected more people today, but it's going to be slow. We usually on Sundays we close at 6:30 because usually on Sundays it's rare to have people in after like 4:30. So these people are staying until 5:20, so they have another bit more over an hour to go. Whether they stay that long, who knows? I'd probably we have a computer that it's just an old computer. It's actually an old Mac Mini type thing. A job that I worked, we had a big monitoring system that monitored all the servers and all of our antenna and all of the infrastructure, bandwidth and gateways and everything, right? And there were 2 monitors up, at least 1 monitor, but it's been a while, I forget. A couple monitors on the wall, I think of what it was, and they the scripts would display. I mean, it was like control room, like NASA control room kind of shit. It was actually a pretty cool system. And then when I got there, we had a map of the globe with the position of a bunch of our antenna and infrastructure for the service that they provided that are scattered around the globe. And so I had beefed that up. So they were like little antenna, and they made it look really nice and cool looking. When they gave clients a tour, that was one of the stopping points and we monitor everything. Look at this, and people would just be like, "Whoa, that's really cool," because it looked impressive, right? And it was very useful because it was right there in the IT room, and a lot of times you get an alert. Your phone would buzz, and you could just look up at the board and see if it's something you need to like run to, or if you have a second. Because sometimes things flap, they go off and on for a little bit here and there. So you send the alarm, and you look up, and you see it's red in alarm status, and then it turns green. You're like, oh, okay, I'll just sit and watch it here for a second, see if it does it again. A long story short, I have a tendency to do that. I ramble. We were replacing the computer that ran that infrastructure, and it was an old Mac Mini, and this is 10 years ago or something like that. And like, what are you going to do with that thing? Like, I don't know, we're throwing the bin over there, and I don't know, we're never going to use it again. I'm like, whoa, can I take it? So I bought it for $20 or something like that, and it was running Windows. It was running Windows 7 maybe? Oh, yeah. It's over there. So I had this stupid Mac Mini sitting around the house. Never had a use for it, but it was a functional basic computer that you could use for a thing. And I figured I'd come into use eventually. And when we opened up the arcade, I was like, I need a computer here to run the music, because I have a whole library of MP3s. I thought it'd be really fun to do Winamp and the Winamp visualizations. So that's in the other space. I edited a movie together, or a video file together, that has clips of people from a whole bunch of different movies, clips of people playing pinball in arcades, and it had like, the shot of them walking through the arcade in the first Tron movie, has the little clips from the Brooke Shields pinball movie, right? Bunch of stuff like that. So that plays up there. I have a screen a slideshow of just various shots inside the arcade with the rules and stuff. We did that at first, and the music would play on that computer in the background. And then I was like, I used Winamp on it because it's really lightweight and it works perfectly for that. You can have a directory filled with like how we've got it on this is there's about 8 different directories. Each one of those directories have various types of music in it. So there's one called electronic, there's one called 80s, there's one called quirky music that has stuff like, you know, Devo and, you know, kind of unusual kind of quirky songs. It's just a collection of stuff that I've gathered over the years, or that I put together. And so if you want to play, you can play everything. You could right-click the entire music directory, and then you go and you say play on Winamp, and you walk away from it, and it just starts, and it'll just randomize through, you know, 87 hours of music, and even on this lightweight computer, it runs non-stop. Like, it barely had a problem doing it. Then I was like, oh, there's visualizations. Let's do that for a little while, because it's fun to have when a song comes on. It's fun to be able to look up and see who it is. And so that's what we had. The Jumbotron display. We had the 4 displays in the center of the room, and that's what was playing on all of those. So here we go. Long story short again. So that computer now is starting to crash because it'll run for about 12 hours. You come in, you start the music, you start the visualizations. If you leave it running and just mute that computer when you leave, when you come back the next morning, Winamp has crashed. It doesn't have enough balls to run Winamp for very long. The visualizations is what kills it. So I have another little mini Lenovo computer. It's basically the same size as the Mac Mini. I got them off of Amazon or something like that for $150, $200 at the time. Windows 10, i5s, 16 gigs of RAM, half a terabyte hard drive. Like, they're basic computers, but they have some balls to them. And I used the one that I'm bringing in here, I used in my bedroom so that I could watch movies or something, because I have a library of movies on the network, and it just plays. It does fine, but it's starting to, I don't know, something's going on. The fan will kick on. I think it's just, some movies are just a little too big and it really has a problem, and so then the fan kicks on and the fan's noisy. And so I've replaced that computer. So I've been meaning to bring that in here to replace the one. And I think I'm like the 4th time that I've tried to do it. I'm coming in, I'm like, oh, I'm going to bring that in. I forgot the power cord, or I forgot this, or I forgot that. I tried to replace the computer in the bedroom, but then I had a problem with the computer. The computer we actually had to replace it had a hard drive failure. And it's like, it's just been one thing after another. So I'm like, I'm all ready. Everything's replaced. It's all ready to go. I've got everything I need in the bin to take in here. Fucking DVI connector. It's DVI on the computer, and this is HDMI, and I don't have an adapter. So I'm like, fuck. It's all ready to do it this morning. Yep. I remember, I think your old arcade was at the screen with the Who Pinball Wizard video. Yes, it had the scene from Tommy, but because I'm not playing the music with it, I edited out, I took that whole scene of Pinball Wizard from Tommy, and I went through and I cut out every instance of Roger Daltrey going, because he just looks so stupid. But Elton John, I like Elton John. I like 70s Elton John. He's got, I don't like all of his songs, but a couple of albums there were a couple of really, really good songs. And I hate the song Pinball Wizard, but he's funny in that video. Like, he's Elton John in that video, right? Like the big stupid shoes and the whole thing, right? It's totally him. So, yeah, but I cut out Roger Daltrey. If it's from early 2010s, I'm going to guess the hard drive failing. An SSD might restore full functionality. I think it has an SSD in it, actually. Yeah. The fan will kick on mine trying to render the graphics on screen at a time. And that's it. The fan kicks on when I play, like on my network. I have a file share, and in the movie drive and the TV show drive. It depends on the file that I play. So if I play one of the older files, like I have some TV shows and stuff that I've had them for years and years and years and years, and they're like simple little AVI files, plays those just fine. But if I play a super compressed MP4 file that's like 11 gigs in size, it struggles. It never crashes. It just, the fan fires on and it just goes full speed and everything. And I've taken it apart. I've looked at it. The fan's not clogged or anything. It's just, I don't remember what CPU that is. I have a few of those little computers. I actually use one in the studio as a sound generation, like a sampler type thing. It's a dedicated sampler in the studio. And it's exact same type of computer, but it's the fan. I never hear the fan on that. I have another one that the drive blew up on it, so I've just got the guts sitting around. I just need to throw a drive in it, format it, and get it up and going. They're maybe Windows 10 now, but I am not going to a Windows 11, so I'm fine with Windows 10 for right now. We'll see if Microsoft. I'm interested to see what Microsoft does with Windows 11, because Windows 11 is the Windows Vista of, right? It's following that pattern, right? They release an operating system like Windows 95, and then by the second big service pack, they've nailed it. They've got it going. It's much more stable, whatever. What was the next one? Was XP. XP came out, and it was the first release of that was. And then what was it, the second edition? It's been so long. I think the second edition nailed down all the quirkiness of it, right? So you never, when they came out with their new operating system, you never rolled that operating system. You waited until at least the service pack came out for it. And I forget the rule. It was like every other service pack was good. So the first service pack you wouldn't want to do, but then the second one you did, and then the third one you didn't want to do. I don't remember what the rule was. It's been so long, but I'm currently on Windows 11 Insiders, but it seems not really different from Windows 10. It's not. Is it interjecting all of that AI nonsense, or are you able to kind of keep that under control? I know some of the updates that have come out have really wreaked havoc. The last 3 updates they've came out with every month is just, yeah. Windows Vista was so much better than 11. I'm having so many problems with Win 11, I gave up trying to solve them. I accepted my fate. I've always been, I have no problem with any of the operating systems. Like, I'm not a purist. I much prefer to run Linux, like for whenever I had web servers and database servers and stuff, like low-key database servers. Linux, 100%. My background ended up being in web hosting and web applications and stuff, and maintaining those machines. And I maintained both Windows. I didn't do any Apple servers, but I did Windows and I did Linux. And the Linux machines were so much nicer. They were so much easier to deal with. The Windows server, but that said, we ran in the shops. We ran, I had Windows domain controllers, and that's what handled our logins and all of that other stuff. One of the places I worked, we actually had in-house Exchange server. Not a fan, but the domain controllers, they, and setting up group policies and all of that, pretty good. Like it was fine. You see, she's top right. She's playing Jenga, and she's got her little phone set up next to it. Yeah, and I mean, there is going to be a time. I'm still on Windows 10 on all my machines. We're pretty secure in our network that I'm not too terribly concerned with it right now. Eventually, it will be a problem. I have Windows 7 on my recording computer in the arcade or in the studio. Windows 7 64-bit has never seen an update. It needs FireWire. My audio interfaces need FireWire, and I have a duplicate board, exact same. My recording computer, I have basically an identical copy of all the hardware. And I tried to put my FireWire. I have extra FireWire cards that are exactly the same. I tried to mimic what I have set up for the DAW recorder on this other machine running Windows 10, and I could not get FireWire to run reliably. But that computer never sees the internet. So it's fine. Like it's attached to a little private network up there. No, actually, it's not even attached to the network anymore. I had a little private network in my studio, so that I could share to another computer that I could then hook up to get files off or something like that. But now I have just hard drive backups and stuff, so I don't. It's not even attached to the network now that I think about it. And it doesn't matter as long as it runs and it does what it's supposed to do. It's fine, right? I'm gonna go. AI can be turned off, but you still see it in some settings, options, etc. Yeah. Wait until you see my AI video. I'm gonna try and finish editing it tonight. I don't know how much more work it needs, but it's gonna be long too. Like, I think it's gonna end up being about 45 minutes long.
Is this like a lip balm or something like this?
That is liquid candy. So
you just drink it?
it's on it has a little roller, and so you like roll it on your tongue or your lips or whatever. Yeah. Sorry, what?
Is this a real radio?
That's a real radio. It has shortwave. Have you ever listened to shortwave radio?
Yeah, well,
There's AM, FM, and there's shortwave. And shortwave is like you can pick up all kinds of crazy stuff from around the world. It's pretty cool.
Which one should I buy?
I don't know. It's always useful to have a radio, but a fart machine's fun too. So.
This is so amazing, revolutionary. It presents the amazing revolution, guys. So revolutionary.
Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? I think there's a secret Windows 7 version that's been updated. It might still be updated. It's the kiosk. The embedded systems Windows 7. Yeah. I have a copy of that. I just haven't rolled it. Maybe I should roll that out try and roll that out on my other thing. And it doesn't need to be updated. I think updating it would just make it unstable. That machine runs rock solid now, so it's like I don't have to do anything. Yeah. Yeah, for ATMs, that Windows 7 was embedded in a lot of stuff. I found one of the videos I'm going to make too, coming up here. I found a bag in a box of cables, and in that is an old Palm Pilot type thing. I have a Sony Clie somewhere, which was like the Sony's version of the Palm Pilot. I haven't found it yet. I found the cradle was there. And then one of my old jobs issued me a Windows phone. It's from 2003 or something like that. The battery is puffy and in danger mode, but I think I can hardwire it to get it to fire up. So I'm going to try that on the video and stuff. But it's like a Windows phone, like it was with a thing like a black. It opens up, and then there's a little keypad like a BlackBerry. It was an awesome phone. And I used to be able, when I at work, we had a front-facing server that was sort of like our gateway into some other things. I used to be able to remote desktop from this little phone to that computer. It's freaking fabulous for the time, right? Anyway, all right, guys, I'm gonna go, and thanks for tuning in for my first live video on this channel. All right, see you guys later.